we live? Oh, we live. Oh, we are live.
Oh, we are live.
Are we live? Thank you guys for tuning in. Yeah, we live, right? We live. Let's go. So, yeah. Thank you for tuning in, man. Hey, another Sunday. As always, my name is Peter, and I'll let them introduce themselves. Go around the room like that. You go for it, Kodi.
I'm Kodi. You already know what's about to go down. Thank you for tuning in. Just bear with us.
The man looking for trouble.
He's looking for trouble already. Hey, my name is Robbie, y'all.
And what's up, y'all? My name is John.
Boom. You already know everybody here, so let's do this. If you're watching, and first things first, let us know if you can hear us properly. If you're having any type of issues, you can't hear us, let us know. If you can see us, if you cannot see us, let us know. Also, if you're watching and you want to hop on the chat, all you gotta do is sign into YouTube, and all you need is a Gmail account. And I know everybody has a Gmail account, right? So just sign into YouTube, put your Gmail account in there, put your password, boom. You're gonna see the chat box right below. You can chat with us, you can ask us questions. We're gonna be going through the chat, reading off what you guys are saying and whatnot. So, go ahead and hop in that chat, right? And also, don't forget, share this link with your friends. Just copy the link, share it with your friends so they can join in, join the conversations and whatnot, so we can have a good time. We got some great topics today. This is us. We're gonna go ahead and start in a few minutes, but I want y'all to let us know, if you can hear us well, just put a thumbs up in the chat, let us know it's good. If it's not okay, let us know so we can fix something. If the volume is not loud enough for you, let us know so we can fix that. If it's buffering, if it's doing something it's not supposed to be doing, just let us know so we can fix it. And we can go ahead and jump into this topics. Before we do that, we'll hold up for a bit. How was everybody's weekend? Good, straight. Good. Your weekend was good.
Quick.
My weekend was great.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
I said quick.
Oh yeah, it was quick. Shit.
It was very quick. Yeah.
It's already Sunday.
Yeah, it's already Sunday.
The only good thing is it's a short week coming up.
Well, yeah, for
yeah.
sure.
Yeah, that's true.
Wednesday is the last day of the week. Work week.
Work week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Looking forward
Some
to that.
people,
Eating some turkey.
Some people got to go back to work on Friday, right?
Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah. It's just crazy.
You must be one of them.
No.
Oh,
No?
okay.
No, that's what's up, love. That was good.
So it's a 4-day weekend for most of us then.
You know what? Yeah.
Yeah, Thursday, Friday. Yeah.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
It's a 9-day weekend for students.
Yeah. When students are off the whole week?
Yep.
Oh wow.
I thought the semester always ends the week leading up to it. Or does it?
Yeah. I don't know.
Oh, that's interesting.
I don't remember no more.
All right, let's do this.
That's the sign you're getting old.
They say I'm getting old.
Man, when you start getting them alumni emails.
The calls, the alumni dues and fees. Like, oh my God.
Yeah, we're getting old.
Okay. Hey, like we said, if you're watching and you want to chat with us, go ahead and sign in to YouTube, and you'll see the chat box below, and you can actually come in and chat. You can ask us questions. You can contribute in the chat box. At some point, we're going to read the comments, to have you be involved. So if you're watching and you want to chat with us, go ahead and sign into YouTube, and you'll be able to chat with us. Well, you know what? Let's go ahead and start. Y'all got the topics, right? Mm-hmm. Hey, ground rules, no ground rules. It's a safe space.
Okay.
Right? No ground rules. It's a
No
safe
ground
space. Feel free. Your opinion is your opinion. We're not interviewing. We're part of the conversation. We're literally having a conversation. Like we're going to feed off of each other's vibe and whatnot. So feel free to throw a question back at us. Feel free to throw a question at him. You don't agree with what he says, tell it to his face. Same thing here.
Right.
Same thing here. Let's just do it like that, right? So let's go ahead and jump into it, man. This first one is pretty. Is an important topic to talk about because it actually happened this week. I don't know if y'all know about Davido. He had his birthday thing. A lot of people donated money to him.
I saw that.
And besides that one incident too, I know it always happens where people have people who have worked hard for their money. They have money, and everybody just expect them to come out and be giving money for free like that. But this was actually a comment put out by T-Pain. I don't know if y'all saw it.
I saw, yeah.
He was kind of tweaked a little bit just to kind of like cover the whole girl, including Davido's situation. But pretty much it goes like this. He goes, let me get this straight. Just because someone has so much money, they need to give it away to people that don't have money. Basically asking the question, do they need to do that? I just don't understand why people think that celebrities or millionaires should be giving their money away to help the needy. They don't owe anybody anything. It's their money, right? So that's the conversation around that. He's basically saying, hey.
Wait, was he saying it because of the Vito situation?
Well, it was
He
for some other situation, but it kind of ties
okay.
into this because with DeVito, what happened with him was a lot of people were saying he needs to give, like, this is so much money now, like you don't need money. People were coming for him. They were saying stuff like, you're a millionaire already. Why are you asking for money? And what are you gonna do with all this money? Like you should just give the money away. Try to come from. But my thing, and I actually agree with this. Like, it's his money. If he says I don't want to give $1 away, that's fine. It's his money.
So for those that don't know about the DeVito situation, it was it was his birthday, and what is he put out an announcement?
He just put out an announcement
I
telling
think
his
some people y'all need to.
just send me money. It's my birthday. Send me $1 million each, and they did. And people, he got almost 201 million.
So
Right.
he said that he was gonna put it on his close friends first, and then he was like, it'll be a joke. Just put on his story. Yeah, and I think he collected 200.
And then he added 50
and then
to
he
it.
added 50K. Yeah.
And he gave it away.
And he gave it away, right?
My thing is, it shouldn't be. Nobody should put people like that in a box and try to force them
Right.
to say, hey, to try to tell them how to use their money.
Absolutely.
Because it's their money.
Right.
Yeah. Why, it's like, oh, hey, you're rich. You have all this money. Give it to this guy. He doesn't have. Let people make decisions by themselves. If that's what he wants to do, let him do that. That type of vibe. But people do that a lot, and it's just.
I mean, I think a big part of it though is, a lot of these people that have the money would not have the money if they didn't have an audience or people that are their customers. You don't become great because all of a sudden you're great. It's because it's people that are either paying the attention, buying your product or service or whatever it is. So, not saying you have to, but in some way you do have to recognize that you wouldn't be where you are without the audience, the
That's
people.
part of it. That's the
a
biggest
huge
part of
it.
Yeah.
That's
It's a
facts,
huge
right?
So I think
But also-
I'm sorry to cut you off. So then we would have to address that phrase of self-made. I don't think that term is really true. That I'm a self-made billionaire. No one's self-made.
This is true.
Yeah.
Someone gave you an opportunity. Someone opened the door for you.
Yeah.
So in that regard, then you're not self-made. Someone helped you along the way.
Yeah.
So that's my only drawback to that whole situation. Now, in terms of him giving the money back, I think he should, because of the fact that it becomes a situation of like, okay, people already know that they're poor, right? Or they're not well off. I don't think you should rub it in their face about how unfair life is to them, because it can rile them up to rise up against you. And I mean, like, that's the whole point. That's why you see all of them. They open up these charities and you think that, that they're giving back. No, it's really tax loopholes.
Right.
They just,
Right.
you know.
Right. I was just.
But it gives
that's
you,
true. That's true.
gives you that illusion that they're, what's that word that they use? Where they always give out money and then they give them this, he's such a huge benefactor. Blah, blah, blah. But no, it's really a tax write-off. So, but
I mean, there are some people that give from the goodness of their heart,
Yeah.
whether it's through charities or whatever.
yeah, but then it becomes a matter of like, how much are you really giving now? If you make $1 million a day and then you just, at the end of the month, you just, hey, I donate 100,000. It really doesn't affect you that much. That's like you giving. That's the equivalent of us giving a homeless man $1 every time we at the thing. It doesn't affect you. Like that $1 doesn't really affect you. It doesn't do nothing. You don't even think about it. It's like you losing a penny. It's like it's nothing. So you're not really doing anything. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm getting at. But I do feel like people who are in a better position should be forced to give out a little bit for their own good too.
Yeah.
How is it for their good?
Because like I said, you don't want the other 99% to rise up against you, because in that regard, then the money is useless in that point of view.
Well, I think the only thing that It's bothering me with that. I get it, like what you said, like people, without the people listening to his music or without the people, without your audience, you
Streaming,
wouldn't be
yeah.
as great, right? But at the same time too, if he didn't put all the work in to create this masterpiece of work, they'll call it trash and it won't work, right? So it's one of those. I feel like he could use his discretion to decide if he wants to give or not. I don't think he owes. I don't think he should.
Yeah.
I don't think you have to say it's a thing of, oh, I made you, so give me something, you know? Because that was literally what the narrative was. Like, without these people, you want to be nothing. So return it back to the people. Blah 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 blah. I was just like, what?
Also, him giving away the money, it boosted his stock.
Oh no, that part, of course.
Oh my God, bro, he set like a whole new standard that this man just gave away 250 million, bro. Now you just became like, oh, Davido cares for us. He's our fighter. I don't know if he does. I don't know if it's true or not, but that's the image he just put out there. And like, oh my God, like, bro, he gained more than that. He gained more than what he gave up.
Right.
Just by doing that.
So my view on it, like you were saying, I don't think that any person is obligated to do anything they don't want to do. We never know, like you said, a person can make $1 million. We never know if that $1 million is just going to that person because they have a team. You know what I'm saying? And also, DeVito worked hard, whether it was a team who built him up or himself. He worked hard to get to where he's at. He worked hard for the fame. So he does not have to, I just feel as though he does not have to give if he don't want to. Now, being that he did, it was a good look for him, and I feel as though that was very humane of him. Like you said, it did open up, I'm sure it opened up more doors for him, and it put him on a higher pedestal. Like, okay, like I wasn't rocking with him at first, but okay, like he got a heart, you know? So I see both sides of it. Like, you don't have to give it away because, like, I worked hard for this, you know? Like, just like an influencer, how people are always like, oh, you just wake up and take pictures every day. Like, it's not that fucking easy. Like, you have to buy the shit that you need to set up, you know, to create content that will attract and draw people, then edit it. And it's just so much that you have to do. So people don't know the background of
what it takes to
become great, because it's not easy. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's
right. And DeVito is from where everybody that's in the comments are from. Granted, he did have an advantage because of his family or whatever, but you still have to wake up every day and put the work in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's just my take on it.
That's for sure. I do feel like once you start making a certain level of money, I mean, you can't do so much with this, so might as well just take that charity advantage that you're talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, trust me. If you see Davido, right, Davido has at least 10 people on his side. They could split that money. He could have given to every one of them. Hey, this your Christmas gift right here.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're taken care of.
I mean, regardless, the more money.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. When I first caught wind of what he was doing, and then shout out to him also real quick because I mean to raise $250 million, somebody to hire him because he can really raise money for
marketing.
Different.
Did you see after a while
huge shout out to him for that.
The top executives at Women Bank, they came to meet him in Dubai because he kept showing a screenshot of it was Women Bank. He getting publicity.
That's
free.
Definitely. Of course, because it's not easy to sit there and raise money. Like organizations put a lot of effort into being able to raise money. He did it almost. It seems like effortlessly. So shout out to him for that.
But just point out talking about it was naira, of course. So it was 250 million naira, but it was almost $600,000.
Right, that is a lot of money to raise in 2 days.
$600K, bro.
That's a lot of
from
money.
people that probably took it from their organizations. Like I saw one guy on there that I know personally, like he gave $1 million naira, and I'm like, he probably took it from his business account just because he knew that DeVito was gonna screenshot and post it. So that's even giving you publicity. Marketing, right? So I was like, all of this was marketing genius. Like you said, somebody needs to hire that man. For the next big project, somebody needs to hire him. So yeah, shout out to DeVito as well.
Alright, so Kofo says they make money off the back of their fans, and it takes an artist's own hard work to reach certain levels as well. But no, that was you know,
Yeah,
good
there's no
conversation.
such thing as self-made.
Facts.
Those people that are commenting also stream his music, also listen to it, also keep up with his everyday life, which keeps him relevant. So him doing a gesture like that, like puts them in good faith that, oh yeah, this the dude that I know, that's the dude that I rock with. Yeah, he represents me, something like that.
No, that's facts. Let's do this. Let's jump to this one real quick. I know we probably will spend a lot of time on this one. There's gonna be a lot of back and forth on this one, but let's go ahead and jump into it. Everybody obviously knew what happened with Dababy, and you know.
We're just gonna jump
Right.
straight into that.
So we want to talk about that because you know it's worth talking about, and there was a lot of what's the word? Back and forth on this one.
Yeah.
There's dialogue. There's a lot of dialogue.
Yeah, back and forth, dialogue, whichever way you want to put it.
Yeah.
Shit talking, but also everything that was being said were great. I guess I don't want to call it conversation starters, but it was something that should be talked about.
Absolutely.
Right. So yeah, we'll jump into that one straight up. When we put this together, we just had to put something to put some pointers of what we could talk about. But there's definitely way more than needs to be talked about on that situation. But of course, Dababy versus Danileigh.
Versus.
Right.
Versus.
We're in court right now.
You know, so yeah, there's a lot of things. Was he wrong for wanting her to leave the house? A lot of people had comments like how you treat a woman during her pregnancy and you know after pregnancy and the postpartum depression. It really does say a lot about your character as a person. Some people said that. Another person said, so women really think that just because you live together, have unprotected sex, have a baby, meet each other's family, take pictures and all that, you know, all the extra stuff that the baby was doing with her. They're saying that doesn't mean that you're together. Kodi's fave, bro. Let's talk about it though. From my point of view, I feel like
Yeah, you're right.
I really feel like he did her wrong.
Yeah.
I feel like even on her end as well, as a person, if being in her shoes, or if God forbid, if that was somebody I knew,
Yeah.
I would have, if I knew that she was going through what she was going through, I'd have pulled her out of that situation, or you should have been left that situation.
Exactly.
But again, I wasn't in her shoes. I don't know why she decided to stay and just be there and take all that stuff, right? Because typically you want to just be like, oh, I'm out of here, you know. But I don't know why she stayed, but
That's us on the outside looking in. But when we're in that situation, especially because you know women are vulnerable.
I had a question. What does she do?
She is a
She was a singer.
She's a performer. She
Yeah,
can
she
dance
is,
very,
right.
very well. She can sing really good. She's a star.
That's not as big as he is.
Are we comparing the two?
wait,
No, I'm just asking.
no, but I guess my question.
I like
I'm
both.
trying to figure out where
I
this is
like
going.
both.
What are you trying to
I like
get
the
at?
best.
What
I
are you
like
getting
the
at with
best. I like
with
the
that though?
best.
What are you getting at with that?
Because no surprise, I saw nothing wrong with what he did. There's no surprise in there. The reason
no wrong in what he did?
The reason why I said I don't feel nothing wrong with it is because just a few days later, we saw the flip side of that with the dude, with the NFL guy. So I'm like, same situation,
But how was it the flip
two
side?
separate outcomes. Because the reason why I say that is because I didn't comment on it, but I read some comments over the whole Danileigh situation, and I'm like, some women were like, "Oh, she's better than they would. That she's a better person than them because they would have made sure that they put him in that situation with the NFL player to a point that he provoke him to pretty much end his career. That's pretty much because once he cocked his hand back on video like that, that's the end."
Well, she
Well,
didn't
I'm
do that.
confused.
Well, she didn't do that, right?
Confused.
He's basically saying that when he saw the baby situation, and in the comments, there was a lot of women saying that they would have provoked him to the point where he would have hit them, and then that would have been the end of his career.
Oh, okay.
But that
Because there's some
What does
things.
that have to do with
The reason, because I saw the flip side of the NFL situation, and he doing all that, and I'm like,
But no,
that's the
do
extreme.
this. But Kodi,
he
check
was
this out.
more. He handled it. he handled it.
You feel like the baby handled the
it,
situation well?
like what was he like? There was no win-win situation in that situation.
But before you go,
as a guy, there's no win-win situation for you in that situation when you're dealing with someone who's a hysterical female at that point right there, because you don't know what's going on in her mind and where her mind is, and everything is live being recorded, so everything you don't have, your margin of error is pretty much slim at that point.
Okay, I mean, I respect what you're saying.
Yeah.
But
I don't respect it for one reason. I'm gonna tell you why real quick.
No, you go ahead actually, because
My thing is, you literally just compared two situations, and this is what you said. You said, basically from what you said, here's what I'm getting from what you said. You're literally trying to say that the lady from the NFL situation instigated and provoked the man to heal.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying he handled. You saw how he handled. That's how whatever argument they were having. I don't know what was transpiring between that, but we all agreed that he handled it wrong, right? And now we have another situation where the guy, he stayed calm through all this, right? Call the proper authorities or pretty much someone to come be the intermediary between the both of them.
No. The only reason why he called authorities was to kick her out of his house.
Right.
Nothing
and the
more
question
than that.
is, do you think that was wrong? I think that was wrong.
He called the authorities to kick her out of his house. That was the only reason.
That's what I'm saying. So now, had she stayed there, and then we got to this other situation, we would have now have blamed him. That's what I'm saying. He saw where this was going.
So you're saying if she had stayed, it probably would have.
It would have escalated to most likely when the cameras go off. What happens when there's no witnesses and it's just the two of you and there's no one else in that house? What happens?
Which also goes in line with, we don't know, because from what I'm hearing, you're kind of making it sound like she was the instigator in the whole situation. So we don't know what happened when the camera was up. We don't know if he actually did something. So, but that's what I'm saying. I feel like he handled it wrong. Yeah. I feel like, kicking her out of his house, it's his house, whatever. There's a way he could have gone around about that, but he did that. But I'm saying, as far as the whole situation, I don't think she was wrong for her to feel like she was his girlfriend, because they did all these things, bro. If you looked at her story that day, she showed you every single thing, year to year events leading up to that stuff, and then on that day he talking about, you're my side bitch.
And that was very disrespectful. What I didn't like was the part where he humiliated a woman that he impregnated, that he once liked. I'm not even gonna say love, because love is not enough. That he once liked so much. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I didn't know he liked her so much.
From what we have, from what they have showed to the world, like the videos and shit. Like,
we all know social media is a lie.
No. But
we'll show you the 3 pictures of us being calm.
I feel that, but I feel what you're saying. But if you was to look at her story and to see like the clips from like 2018, 19, 20, however long, like Christmas and all of that. Oh, I love you and I miss you, and then to say you a certified side bitch, like this bitch is crazy. Like, that is very humiliating to a woman that just had your child 3 months ago. You know, women are emotional. She's probably still going through postpartum. I don't have children, so I don't know too much anything about that, but she was an emotional woman, and he was manipulating her. Like, I felt like that was completely wrong. As a man, like that was wrong. I would not have wanted to be in Danileigh's shoes, because I would have probably beat his ass on live. I'm not gonna lie.
See, like, that's what I'm saying.
That would have gave him a reason to call the cops. Like,
I would have
fucked him up.
Do you know that he did that intentionally?
I know he did that intentionally.
He was provoking her.
He was provoking that woman.
He wanted her to hit him. He did that intentionally. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That in itself is the wrong that he did. He was intentionally provoking her.
Like you said, we don't know what went on between them before all of that.
Exactly.
We don't know.
So it came to like this. I don't know. Me personally, I've had this experience. I'm like, I've asked a female to leave my house before, right? If she says no, what do?
Was it late in the night? Did she have your child 3 months before that?
I don't have no children.
Okay, so we don't.
Pull out getting strong over here.
It's so many different. It's not like the same.
All right, so
in the middle of the night.
Nah, see, look.
Like, you gotta go.
It doesn't matter. It's my house. If I want you to leave, even if it's at 12 midnight, 1 a.m., 2 a.m.
Would you want someone to do that to your mother?
No, I would not. No, see, that's the thing. I'm gonna be honest. No, but at the same time, that's still that person's right. If you want
It's
someone,
a right, right.
It's a
It's
right.
not, but is it humane?
Peter and John,
is it
right?
humane?
If you want me to leave your house right now, do I have a choice?
This is so out of context.
Exactly.
No, that's
No,
that's what I'm saying.
No,
And
but here's
the
the
reason why I'm saying this is because, as a black guy, right, we all know what's been going on with police in this country, right? I can't call the cops.
Right.
That option is not available to me. So now I have to just endure it. Whatever happens, I have to eat it.
Wait,
so
what
if
do you
she,
mean? What do you
if
get
she, if she distract, unless she like starts breaking windows and stuff, and then in that case I have no other choice but to call police. But if she says no and she says that she's not leaving, calling the cops is no longer an option for me. How much more if you're an immigrant in this country and your paper situation is not, it's not.
You're going
Are
very
you?
left.
No, I'm giving you real life situations. Are you? No, Peter. In that situation, are you calling the police?
Hold on, we're talking about Dababy versus Danileigh. Let's just
Right,
start with that.
right.
First of all.
No,
Look,
because
hold on,
we
hold on,
feel
hold on.
like because they're superstars that this doesn't
It's
happen.
not- no, it's
Okay,
not
okay,
regular,
okay,
like
okay,
they're
that's
not
fine.
regular people.
That's fine. They're superstars. I get that. Let's bring it
But
down
they're still people.
to your
Yeah.
question. To what she asked you. You said you sent your girl out the house at a point.
No, I sent a female out the
Okay,
house.
okay. You sent a female out the house.
Yeah.
She asked you a question. Was it 12 a.m. in the night? Was it, like to
Right.
what she's saying? If I'm sending somebody out my house at 12 a.m. at night, this is somebody that I was with, or whatever time, there's circumstances around that that would make me not, that would tell you shouldn't do this at this time, right? I don't know if that's making sense. Like,
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
At 12 a.m. Even if it wasn't 12 a.m. at night, if it was the
Right.
mother of my child or something.
Even
yeah.
if the child could have stayed, to still put a woman out, like I don't think that it was. I'm not saying that he was wrong for calling the cops because that he has to protect himself at all costs because he is a black man. You know what I'm saying?
He on
needs
his
some
last
kind of-
strike. He on his last strike. So
Whether
yeah.
he was on his last strike or not, I do understand about him calling the cops to protect himself because it's
Yeah.
always two sides to a story. And the third person, the law, is always best to have them there. But I don't think that it was humane. As a human being that once liked this girl so much, like I said, we're gonna use love, but liked her so much, and you putting her out in the middle of the night, and then
Feelings change.
humiliated her on globally because this man's platform, everybody in the world, I'm pretty sure there's at least one person in each fucking country on this earth follows this man to humiliate this woman that you once liked so much, and you know she's vulnerable, and you know she's emotional, and you know it's her against. It was his brother there. It was some other woman
A lot
with
of people
dreads. It was
on
like
this
her
side.
versus y'all. Like that wasn't cool. Like I even felt it like, damn, like he wrong as fuck.
Then I'll go back to his earlier comment. Then I'll blame her support system.
No, like I said,
Yes.
I feel like she should have been able to find a way to get herself out. But then again, I wasn't there. I'm not in her shoes. I
Right.
don't know, but
Her support
I
system.
want her to get her decision. But then you,
Well, one thing, we don't know the whole story,
No
right?
one knows the whole
Nobody
story,
knows the whole story.
right.
But one thing we got to realize is this: for her to bid, she didn't force herself into that condo. The
No,
doors
she
were
didn't.
open.
Yeah.
So we know that something went wrong at some point. Maybe they got into an argument and emotions were high, and like that whole Instagram live feed story was all emotions. It wasn't.
Very emotional.
It wasn't people thinking rationally. It wasn't people
Right.
like, okay, you know what? Let me relax and let's just try to figure this thing out. It was all emotions, and it's very, very unfortunate that the world got to witness
Yeah.
two emotional beings that are parents to a child and see play out the way it is. It's highly embarrassing. The baby's not a man, he's a baby. He literally calls himself the baby. You're not a man. At the end of the day, I'm sorry to say, because there's a certain level of respect that a woman should be able to get from a man, especially when she's the mother of that man's child. It's not about, oh, we're together and we're gonna be happy, but it's the fact that we brought another living being into this world. Now take that baby, that little child, as they grow up, it's on the internet. That baby's watching their father call the mother a certified side chick.
Bitch.
The other disrespect.
Certified.
Like it's, and these are the things that we gotta think about, especially when it comes to like acting on emotions. Like the shit was dumb. I mean,
can't take it back.
nobody in the world gets along perfectly. But it's a certain level of maturity that comes into play when you realize, okay, I'm just not thinking right. Let me just relax.
Right. And
And
no
let me
one's
reassess
perfect.
the situation.
And no one's perfect.
Yeah,
Let's
I'm not
just
saying
throw
that
it out there.
she did anything perfect either, but at the end of the day, I feel very embarrassed for her. 'Cause
Yeah.
I could tell like she was trying to handle herself very well, but the baby was
manipulative.
he was putting her on blast. It was just unnecessary. It really was.
Yeah.
It really didn't have to play out the way that, and he was wrong. I'm sorry to say, but he was wrong. And I'm not his manager. I'm not his PR person, but I mean, they need to start advising him on how to carry himself because it's only but so many things that needs to happen before his career is over. Like seriously.
Like I was saying, I'm like, listen.
You like fuck bitches.
I'm like, she didn't see none of these signs.
Yeah, of course. A lot
But
of
here's
people
the
have
thing.
those questions. Of course she saw those signs. Of course.
And
She
she
been saw
ignored
those
them.
signs. He had a couple baby mamas before her
Okay.
and, you know. and-
She's
But
number
check this
four.
out. Check this out. No.
She's number 4,
Wait,
right?
one second.
Hold on. There's a lot of sayings that go. Look, never believe what somebody says. Go by their actions. There's sayings that go the opposite way. But here's the thing. He can say all he wants. Oh, you're not my main chick. You're not this. But if you treat a female as she is your wife, as she is your lady, that is what she's going to believe. So it's a misinterpretation because if somebody is not who you say that they are, like
Don't treat
don't treat her like she's your wife if you have no intentions of her being your wife or if y'all not being together.
Right.
So he could have said all he wanted, but if his actions showed otherwise, you can't blame her for going
feeling
off of
that
those
way.
actions because
Absolutely.
at the end of the day, women are emotional.
Absolutely. We're emotional beings.
I have a question. Who
Absolutely.
took the pictures?
His family members, somebody.
Doesn't matter.
Okay, so the pictures in question, she had him in her possession, right? He's not the one that posted them.
But he knew
No,
that he was
no,
he knew that he was being taken. Like even the videos,
stop.
did you watch?
Stop. He obviously didn't watch. He didn't watch. No.
Wait,
That does not
no.
mean anything.
Let me tell you something.
Let me
A lot
say
of
one
men
thing.
are not running around with their
With
phones
their phones
with their
out
pictures. No,
recording
it's usually
them
the
women,
female
right.
that's doing that. So let's
There's
not.
a reason why.
And let me say this one thing
Man.
before I lose this thought. This guy knew he was being recorded when they were in the bed. I love you. I love you
He
too.
kept saying
and
that.
he was looking at the camera. I love her.
And he looked at the camera
Whether
too.
you love her or not, like once
He was
we
just
have it in
trying to
our
tell her
minds,
Actions speak louder.
you know, and actions speak louder, right? If you said she says, if he said that you're my certified side bitch, but your actions were saying otherwise, actions speak louder than words.
Yeah.
Like he was literally acting like, well, let me
Yeah.
not say from what
we saw.
yeah. Because
Yeah.
we don't know what the hell
Exactly,
goes
from
on.
what we
From
saw.
what we saw, but it was a lot.
It's a lot more than we didn't see.
Okay, that's fine, but he wasn't the things we saw, right?
Right.
He
He was
wasn't
okay being recorded.
And he was literally playing the part of a
Boyfriend,
committed
right.
person in a committed
Man.
relationship with somebody.
Yeah.
Because he was literally, it was multiple. They were on the bed, they were in the car, and it was different clips. And he was literally looking at the camera, acknowledging that he was being
Flew her
recorded,
family out for her
saying stuff,
birthday, got a boat
and
and
the
all this
PJ,
and
all of that
that.
stuff.
Like,
So it was a lot. It was a
what
lot.
nigga would do that for a?
How long have they been together?
I don't know. We don't know. It could have been 10 fucking years, 20 years. We don't know. Maybe they knew each other before they
I could
got
have sworn he
discovered.
was running around with someone else as of last year on COVID, or am I tripping?
And you tripping.
Even it doesn't matter. He showed this woman he showed her the attention, and that's what got emotions and shit involved.
Maybe
Like,
he's just that kind of guy.
maybe. But still, he was wrong. I feel as though he was very inhumane
How do you
for
know that's not
going
how
back
he
to that,
treats all
for
his
humiliating.
I don't think so.
It
But-
does not matter.
How you know
I
that's
want
not
us to
how
talk
he
about
treats
something.
all his women? So
Well, that
it's
goes
like-
back to about his character.
And then she thought that I'm you know
Yeah,
I'm a
I'll
special-
change him.
I'll change him.
Yeah, no,
it's
right.
gonna be different with me.
Right.
He sees me as his one and only.
She played a part in that too because I'm pretty sure there are red flags. And as women, sometimes we look at the potential of what a guy could be. You know, and she's probably like, oh, it's the baby. He's one of the popping artists. You know, even though she's an artist as well, she's popping as well. Her music is good. She got discovered by fucking Prince. Prince came to her house, and you know, like, but you gonna fucking put those red flags behind you when it feels good in the moment. And it seems as though they had a lot of those moments. You know what I'm saying?
So-
As a woman, we take that shit and we hold on to it.
See,
If I was to date, if me and you was to talk right now, we exchange numbers, and you hit me up, hey Robbie, this Kodi or whatever, da da da, and I ain't hear from you within a week, I'm gonna leave you alone. But if you texting me like, hey, what's up? Let's go to dinner. Let's go there. Let's go. Hey, I'm coming to your job. I'm coming to O2. Can I get a table? Hey, I'm giving you $1,000 tip. Oh, this man like me. Like he like me.
That just sounded like the average, like the average robot demon right there. Like that sound that.
No, like what I'm saying is like you're showing me emotion. Like you are showing me. Oh, Robbie just my friend, but shit, what you doing this weekend? Let me fly you out. Or where SKE at this Friday? I'm about to come and spend like you showing me like this nigga like me. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, so
keyword
when this
ain't
whole
lot, nigga.
When this whole thing happened with the baby and stuff, it gave birth to more conversations. People would start talking about men actually actively working to trap women. Because at a point, they used to say only women were able to trap men or women trap men, blah, 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 blah. But with this situation, people actually start talking about, like, hey, basically saying, ladies, be aware, there's actually men out here who are actively trying to trap you down. Do y'all think that was what, do you think he trapped her? Do you think this was his plan all along? Because like you said, how does somebody switch from, oh, I like you a lot, and all of a sudden now you're a bitch, blah, 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 get out of my house, call the cops, all that stuff. 3 months after giving birth to each child.
Right.
And then I don't know if y'all caught this, she said this whole argument started
from a plan
B because she bought it. She wanted to start using it, and apparently he didn't like that. I don't know. Because at the end, apparently they were still having sex.
She was like, you came at me last night, nigga.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like,
So like,
he really liked this bitch for real.
Yeah,
Because if you was just a side bitch, you would get your side bitch pregnant twice.
So that's what I'm saying. So people are like, he wants to trap her.
He's not a man. He's a baby, man.
He wants to trap her.
You would get your side bitch pregnant twice. You have to deal with this bitch.
We're making it look like it hasn't happened before, that people got their side. Like, come on now. Come on.
No, but okay, let's talk about this.
What about if she had twins?
From that situation, do you think he actually wanted to trap her? But I'm trying to understand, why would somebody want to trap somebody?
I don't know if he wanted to trap her. I just feel like he's just an immature
doing his
person.
Thing, do what he do. I don't think he wanted to trap her because he can have any fucking woman on earth that he wants. He's an attractive male, like he's popping. Like the girls that would, be attracted to him are fucking 17 to probably 55-year-old women of all races. So I don't believe he had to trap her because that's one woman out of 4 billion women on earth.
Maybe she just looked good and he just like mixed light-skinned babies, But anyway,
maybe he liked her.
No,
he probably thought that I could probably keep this bitch for the rest of my life. He got her pregnant.
Clearly.
Not saying that.
Okay.
Not saying that. Yeah.
Let's not make.
No. But here's the thing. I'm saying the fact that he was getting mad that she wanted to start protecting herself from getting pregnant again. That's what I'm trying to say.
Oh, okay.
This argument, according to her, started because she got Plan B. Because she don't want him to keep nothing in her, and she don't want to get pregnant.
Why didn't she just get on birth control?
That's what she got, right? That was Plan B.
Plan B is not birth control.
What is Plan B?
Plan B is the morning after.
What does it do? What does it do?
It's a fucking contraceptive.
It's a contraceptive.
Okay, what does it do?
It's the contraceptive of the last
Excuse me, Joe.
No, you're talking to someone.
Okay, but it's a form.
I'm an avid investor.
Okay. Birth control.
It's not birth control.
So you out here
it's a form of birth control. Jesus.
He ain't shit, y'all.
That was.
You say the average investor what? Say it again. You're average investor what?
That was years ago. I'm retired now.
No, anyway, what I'm saying is it's a form of birth control.
Right.
Even if she's not taking it actively.
I would have took it.
Anyway,
I would have sent him shit. I would have took it, and he would have probably been like, "Hey, none of you. You came here, period. Yes, nigga. Yes. Shit. It's probably like the first nigga she dealt with, like nigga.
Oh man, it could be.
Like the first nigga, like not even just black guy, but a nigga. The baby is a nigga. Like I fuck with his music. I like his vibe. Like I listen to him when I work out. But it's probably the first nigga she dealt with. Like, girl, you didn't see this. Like you.
Exactly. Exactly. You ain't seen none of these signs.
Right, which is why she plays a part in it as well. But we were talking about the disrespect part.
But I think Peter said it best. It goes back to her support system because in our culture we have a word for it. During that time we call it omugo. when the mom of the girl and the guy's mom, they come and they stay and they help her out with the baby. We didn't know that it had to do with mental illness. We just thought it was just but it really did have more to do with mental illness, so that they can watch her, make sure that she's not harming herself or the baby, and she's not overwhelmed. And then, because in that time, the man of the house isn't able to be there for her too, because with her out the picture, he becomes the sole breadwinner. So if you're like a 2-income house and she's
Are you talking about postpartum as mental illness?
Yeah,
That's what he said.
yeah, postpartum is part of mental. Is part of your mental health. Yeah.
Maybe she did have
It's
help
called
there. We don't know.
postpartum depression, right?
Right,
That's what it's
postpartum
called, right?
depression,
That's
yeah.
mental health.
Yeah. Well,
Well, I mean, so she did have a support system, but according to what they showed us, what was said was she left that support system.
So
come through with the
it's
baby.
sounding more and more like her fault already. I'm like,
It's
No.
you had a support
This man's
system.
crazy.
She said no.
But here's the thing.
I'm like, what did she think was
No,
going to
listen.
happen?
Hold on, listen. Her support system, apparently we're not big fans of the baby. So let's
Right.
just say her
Let's
family
put
were
it
not
out.
big
No
fans. Listen,
surprise
hold on,
there.
stop.
Right.
How you know, nigga? You don't even know the girl.
Her as a woman, she obviously wants to be with the baby. She loves. None of this will be happening if actually
If she
they
didn't
love
love,
each
right.
other.
Right.
Yeah.
So I mean, she went to go stay with the baby because that, first of all, that's the father of her child, and he should be a presence in that child's life at the end of the day. So there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Now the support system part of it, we can't really control whether or not her family is going to end up liking the baby. But at the end of the day, for the baby, if he wants that, his actions have to kind of like show otherwise. You have to respect the woman, the mother. You have to respect the child. In essence, if the family's seen this, then they can grow to like it. Some families are not going to like you overnight. But if your actions are showing otherwise, like his actions now is just not going to make her support system like him anymore.
It won't.
You know, and it doesn't bring balance to this whole situation because we got to think the bigger picture. You know, it's a family. Like, he got a whole bunch of kids. By now, he should learn how to move and how to carry things and how to respect women. If he's got that many kids out there, you don't just have kids and say, oh, I love my kids, but never think about, okay, well, what about their mothers? Because the mothers, the mental health of the mothers actually have an impact on those kids itself. So everything's like, you can't just say, okay, you can't just pick one and think it doesn't affect the other things. You know, and I feel like that's what he's doing, and he's not mature enough to see that because he's just
How old
not
is he?
mature. I don't know.
He's definitely over 25 and probably.
But yeah, I mean,
probably 20. Well, let's
Probably
go.
under
I mean,
30.
his actions are
Most
just
likely.
it's just ridiculous. Like he's too influential. Like he's just been in one situation after
He's
another
29.
after another. Like it's
That's
just
not young.
That's not young at all.
He's
Well,
29.
that's the thing. Everyone has different. Everyone matures differently. Some people, life has to mature you. Some people,
Looking at him and looking at how he's come up,
some-
he should be
some
mature by
people
now.
life
He should be
matures
mature by
you.
now.
Like, it's
But let's do
different.
this. Let's jump to the next topic. But with what you said, well, he said what he's saying. You were saying, well, it's the people, and then he says the people were not a fan of the baby. But then the other part of it was she left the people, came to him. The other part of it was she didn't force her way in there.
Yeah.
He
invited
her to
Exactly.
come and be
Obviously,
here. So,
he's not gonna leave. So that's points for him that he invited her back in, and she came back in and left her support system.
you know what's funny though? Somewhere before the baby was born, they had a separation. They had a fight. That was also something she brought up. But she blames herself for coming back after. Obviously, he probably begged her to say, "Hey, come back." Blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
And she came back. And then so I'm saying that to say
Never
we
you
can't
come
blame
back.
her. We can't tell. We can necessarily just blame her
we
for
actually
everything.
can blame her because like he begged her.
Now, actually,
you
I
had
blame him.
to. You had
Because
to agree.
I blame him because one of the biggest cop outs is saying somebody's crazy or certified side bitch. Like those are easy. When you attack somebody verbally, is because you're not mature enough to get yourself to a point to be like, okay, you know what? Let's just work the situation out.
Yeah.
So it's just so much easier to say, oh, you stupid, you crazy, or you're certified. Oh, like just publicize to the
It was
world
a-
saying
it was a heated
just attacking her.
The
Like
way I
it's
see
just,
it was a heated exchange, and he probably said some things that he wished he could take back, and she probably said some things she wished she could say back. But like I said, when you get a camera involved, it's hard. It's hard to take that
Can't
stuff
take
back.
none of it back.
You can't take it back because it's out there.
they got the whole world involved.
Right.
Yeah,
And
that's
who
why I'm like,
turned the camera on?
He did.
Right. I know I'm trying to
He did it.
I'm like, yeah, exactly. That's why I'm like, you keep your private life private for a reason. I don't know.
Let's jump on this topic. This one's very interesting when I saw it. But I'm just read it. So your partner has been missing for 5 years. Okay, your partner, right? But just for those people who may not be in a relationship, we're just gonna assume you're in a relationship, right? A committed relationship. That person disappears for 5 years. You're not sure if they're still alive or they're dead, but they were gone. So you decide to move on. Of course, after 5 years, you move on with your life. You remarry, so you get married to somebody else. The partner that you thought was missing comes back. They get found, and they want back in. What do? Are you gonna divorce your newfound love? Are you gonna leave your newfound love for your newfound partner?
Absolutely not.
No.
No.
Why not?
What?
I mean,
You want me to?
This was your
be
first love.
devastated again? You want me to go through that again?
Because
So,
I mean, you kind of just married somebody else, so you can quickly undo it.
no, so you went through this journey of grief because you don't know what happened to your first love. You know what I'm saying? And then you finally found yourself again and found the love of your life, and now y'all started your life like that's your partner, that's your teammate.
New
and so,
partner.
Yeah, and so for you to pop up 5 years later, like, hey, I'm back, like damn, you know, I miss you, but I'm with, you know. Like, I don't think that the woman, the not even the woman, whoever, I don't think that should leave. Like, no, like, what? like, what? I don't think so. Like, you know, we can talk, I can get you help. Like, where the fuck were you? Like, what was going on? Are you okay?
That's the first
question. What the fuck? Like, where were you?
Like, what happened?
Right. Like, do you need anything? I will help because you still love that person. You know what I'm saying? Because you've been thinking about them for the past.
Man, I feel like I wouldn't move on until I get closure, one type of closure or the other, to know that this person is gone.
Yeah.
Because it's like, there's going to be that lingering thought, this person's out there. Yeah. They could just walk in here any day, like, because you don't know, like I said, we don't know what happened. Kidnapped, something, they just got missing. You look at them, you can't find them anywhere. So you don't have anything to say this person is gone. So it's like, I think it would be hard for me to even, like, go marry somebody else.
But you still have to move on, though. You cannot sit in that depression.
But it'll take a minute for me to find closure. Because if I don't find closure to say, hey, it's over, that chapter is over.
Sometimes you don't find closure. Sometimes you just have to take what you got and move on. Pick yourself up and move on. You don't.
So I feel like that's easy. I feel like that's easy if it was actually a death, and you know it's coming. Because some people still don't find closure even in death, right after death. So I feel like in that situation, after a while, you're gonna have to just say, you know what, it's all good, it's over, at some point. But this one, there's no death. You don't know.
But you don't know that though.
We don't. But then we don't know that they're not alive either.
Are they declared dead?
No.
They're just declared missing.
Missing.
What happens if you find them on Facebook 5 years later and they got a
and then at that point it's different.
Or in Dubai. Like this.
Wasn't that the question we had that last time you see them in the mall with his or her new family? I'm like,
I feel like at that point, of course, if you find them living good life, at that point, you know what, fuck you, whatever.
But I don't think that person should have put their life on hold. I think it was a good thing for them to pick themselves up and find.
Of course, in that situation, if someone, but if we stuck to this, you can't really find this person. 9 times out of 10, let's just say the last information or traces lead to somebody took this person away, vanished, you know, kidnapped. You know what I'm saying? So in that situation, and you don't know if they're still alive or dead, and then you just wait. What do you really do?
What would you do? Would you wait? How long would you wait?
That's what I'm saying. That's how I'm like, I'll wait for a good, until I find closure, I'm not moving on.
But the thing about it is, in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, if my significant other goes missing, trying to be with somebody else probably wouldn't be
on my radar.
mind.
Not right
but
away.
5 years though.
Not right
5
away.
years later. That's
Still,
what I'm saying.
I don't know. I've never been in that situation, so I don't know. But what I do know is, if it's like one of those things where it's a question, like, where is this person, where are they at? And it's like, I don't know how long. I don't know. It's just hard to know.
Like it just leaves an open hole in your life, in your whole existence. Like,
Like, one thing I know is my mind would not be like, okay, well, I need to move on and find somebody else. My mind is just going to be, if I move on and find somebody else, it'll be because it just
because it happened, right?
But I don't think it'd be serious like you were saying.
Like the first one.
Like, like the first one wouldn't be serious.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be serious because like it was like, okay, I just have this hanging question over me.
Yeah,
like,
because I feel like if I'm with somebody, it's because they're trying to help me close.
But you should want that. You should want somebody. You should want to meet another amazing person that can help you get through that.
But then after I meet this amazing person, here comes this motherfucker.
Okay, nigga, where you been?
I'm like, really? Now?
It's my duty to help them. Like, it's to figure out, okay, where were you? Are you okay? Do you need anything? I have remarried. You know, this is my family.
But you make it sound easy.
I know, it sounds easy.
This person that goes missing, let's say they're the love of your life. Like, you felt like, yo, this is who God destined you to be.
What fucking polygamous relationship?
You know?
Hey, if she's down,
it's crazy because did y'all ever see Manifest?
Yes.
This kind of thing happened on that stuff. Right?
Oh yeah.
Somebody already moved on. So it's kind of like, how do you?
Yeah, that was crazy.
That was.
It's just like, so what do we do now? Because the truth is, they're still married to you, low key.
And the love is still there. Like, it's not like it ended on, oh, we're never gonna be together. It wasn't a bad breakup. It was this person just went missing.
But then if that person comes back 5 years later, are you really want to have to deal with that person's mental state and stuff like that?
Now it's like you're here.
Where's the love, bro?
So death do us part. That person ain't
well, see, that's why I asked them. That was my loophole where they declared dead. I'm like, what? To death do us part. Next. That was the loophole. If they declared dead, okay, that's the loophole. Next, all right. But
so if it was a reverse, would we want back in?
No.
I would feel like, because for the past couple of years, I've really invested into like understanding my mental health and just understanding mental health, period. At that time, I would want to be back in because I wouldn't be, how can I say it? It'll be selfish for me to want to get back in, but that's the level of the mentality that I have right now. I'm here and I need you. You know
what about if that person was the one keeping you going that whole 5 years of your ordeal, was thinking about this person, oh, this person is suffering without me, and then you come out here and then that person has like 3 kids, a whole nother life and stuff.
Because it is true. Like if you wouldn't want loss and you just thinking, oh, like this person, I'm thinking about this person every day, it's keeping me going, and then boom, here I am, I come back and she's moved on, and it's just like shit.
I'm like,
yeah, I mean, look at people that are incarcerated. They go through that.
Right.
You know.
You just have to.
It's
life. You have to deal with it. Pick yourself up and move. Like if I was married to somebody in 2016 and here it is 2021, and they come back into my life, it's my duty to help them. Like I want them to get through. Like I want them to become great. But because I know the mental state that they're in, I know that they probably like, okay, they need me and want to be with me.
Yeah, are you ready for
Do I really want to go and help pick them up? Like, do I really want to go back down that road? Because it took me 5 years to get to where I'm at mentally. I would help you get the help that you need, but
like I said,
to be with you,
it depends on the circumstances. If the person was still missing and not declared dead or whatever, and you're still searching for that person, 'cause like I see some of those documentaries where the parents come out and like, oh, I'm still looking for my child.
Right.
13 years later,
Right.
I'm like, damn. I'm like, damn, that's tough. That's tough right there. I'm like, I don't know. That's a question that I don't know how to answer because of the fact that it's not easy. Because that person is not going to be the same. The person who comes back is not the person that left.
Right.
The person who comes back is a totally different individual. They've seen life. They see life totally different.
Totally different.
And the way I look at it, I see life totally different too.
Yeah.
And my mental health is going to be fucked up at that stage, and now I'm looking at someone who makes mine look like nothing. So
And at that point, you're not compatible anymore. You may not be
Exactly.
as compatible anymore.
Easier said
You
than
may
done,
not
man.
be as compatible as you
it's-
were 5 years ago.
I mean, at the end of the day, regardless, even if you're with somebody, as you grow, you think you change, you evolve, everything changes. So it's just one of those things where if you weren't with somebody else, would you?
Oh,
or
if
would
I
you not?
wasn't with somebody
Right, and this
else?
person comes back after 5 years.
See, now that's different. So if
That's
I was
a
not
total,
with
yeah.
somebody
Yeah, it's
else,
different, but we're
I
saying the
wouldn't-
the mental health is no longer where it is, but blah, blah, blah. But if you weren't with
it
anybody,
depends on my life. It depends on where I'm at in life, what I got going on. You know, like it's a lot that plays into that. Like
that's like Titanic. Jack comes back. Jack comes back. Oh, I've been on an island, and then I got rescued 3 years later. Hey Rose, how you been?
oh man, somebody said, what if it was a billionaire and you already inherited and spent all his money? Oh shit.
Wow.
Would you?
Well, I definitely ain't coming back to you.
what if it was
You-
a millionaire and you've already spent all of his money?
Well,
Would you even be able to inherit it if it's not declared
yeah,
dead?
if they're that's what I'm saying. Are they declared dead, and do they have a living will? That's the thing. So in that regard, I mean, if I've spent all the money, well, Baba, come back. We need to come run this money back up. Come on,
Wow, run this money back.
back up.
Well, that'd be a tough situation to be in, man.
Yeah, that's an interesting plot.
That'd be tough. That'd be tough.
That's tough.
Bitch,
Because-
where did my money go?
Where
Right.
did you go? That's the question.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
All right, good talk. So let's jump on this last one real
I
quick.
spent the money to make myself feel better.
Wow.
Right, grieving over your black ass.
Exactly.
Here you are. 5
I
years
got you
later.
something, by the way.
All right, let's talk about this one. So, this person goes, if your man ever catches you cheating, I suggest that you just take your L and leave. Leave the relationship, because if he forgives you and takes you back, he'll make life super hard for you. He'll use every opportunity he gets to remind you of it and torment you. So I guess the conversation here is this. Men can never let go of things as much as women do. So basically saying, men expect women to forgive them and let go of stuff when they fuck up, or when it's a woman that fuck up. she already nodded her head.
That's a lie.
That's a lie, right?
You know, I thought about this a lot, and I
That's
was like, you know what?
definitely
My first instinct tells me yes. It's hard for a man to let go, and it's easy for women, I think, because they go through it so much. But then I started thinking, I was like, no, actually, there actually are some women that would never let things go, and they'll always hold it over your head. And I was like, well, in my mind, I was like, so what's the actual? This is the philosophy, John. I got my philosophy cap on. What's the actual best way to actually get past situations like this? And I think it's a triangle. At the bottom ends of the triangle is man and woman. At the top of this is God. And as long as both people are going up towards God, then they can meet together to actually have a healthy relationship. Yeah.
It's a whole lot of God.
Yeah.
A whole lot of
It's a
God.
whole, no, seriously, because it's like how else can you actually heal? Because humans are humans. We all make mistakes, right?
So what we're potentially saying is, man and woman, they don't have God.
Fucking with the
yeah,
right
if
person,
there's no way they can
God.
come together. If they don't have but if they actually are, because it's like we're all pushing to be the best we can be.
Yeah.
So, and that what we envision in terms of our best self is something that's godlike. You know. So if that's the focus, and you have a relationship with God, and you both are in a relationship, and you also have a strong relationship with God, God is at the top of, y'all's minds. That's the best way to actually have that.
What if they don't have a strong relationship
Please.
with God?
Then
Christians
it's
are
gonna
the
be
worst
tough. It's gonna
ones, I
be
think.
like there's no way to really get past,
Church.
So basically we're
infidelity or
saying
whatever.
if we, as human beings, if we have God, we're able to forgive better or quicker, or forgive and
because
forget.
everything that we learn about our relationship with God, it has to do with grace, mercy, forgiveness, love, unconditional love.
Those two human
yeah.
beings have to be two mature ass human beings.
Yeah.
Like, honest to God, they have to be too mature, because
If they were mature,
If not,
then
because
they
if they don't, it's just gonna be a toxic relationship.
If they were
If they
mature,
if they were mature, they
mature
wouldn't
about
cheat.
it, they wouldn't cheat. They would just follow divorce and go their separate ways.
but everyone's free to love. Sometimes people make mistakes.
Yeah, I already know how I feel about cheating. I feel like cheating is for poor people.
You said cheating is for.
Cheating is for poor people.
Yeah, it's a rich man's.
Yeah.
It's for poor
Why is it
people.
for poor people?
Why? Rich people call it a lifestyle. Either you stick with it or you get lost.
This man is crazy. It's crazy.
Then John said, "Oh, if they have God, please." Church people are the worst.
The fucking worst. You got the pastor fucking on everybody.
That's how I was trying to get into complete.
Don't bring God into this. Nah.
No, wait, hold on. Let's not do that. Let's not, because no, you're talking about religion. So
No,
nobody
religion,
said nothing about
yeah,
religion.
yeah.
I'm talking about having. I'm talking about
Go
you
on.
as an individual having. Because what's the first thing you do when you wake up in the morning?
Pray.
Exactly. So you have a relationship with God. It has nothing to do with
Yeah,
church.
nothing to do with
Let's
church.
not-
Right.
It has absolutely nothing to do with
So
church.
here's the thing, not everybody, but here's the truth about each person. Each person, when they wake up in the morning, or at some point
They
during
have
the
some
during
type
the
of faith
day,
in somebody.
they have some
Yeah.
type of quiet moment where they say, you know what, thank you God, whoever that God
Whoever
is.
they exactly.
Yeah.
I was about to say that.
They have some everybody does that.
Yeah.
Muslim, Hindu, Buddhist, atheist, everybody at some point
They
will be like,
pray.
oh, thank you, whoever they, thank you, whoever.
Mm-hmm.
But so they have that fair. I guess that's what he's saying. If you
Yeah.
believe, if you have that person, it's not church, whatever. But
Yes,
but the thing is, those church people, they still also have that person, but they still,
they don't do what they
they still.
I don't think leave God out of this.
It's tough though.
But no, I want to understand. Poor people are the ones who cheat.
Oh yeah, right.
Cheating is for poor people. Like I said, rich people have affairs and they
That's still cheating.
that's not
Donald
cheating.
Trump
That's-
cheated
that's-
on Melania with
No, he had
the
an
porn
affair
star.
because he's rich. He
But
had
that
an
was cheating
affair.
though. The
You
the
have to use
act.
the word. You have to use the word. I had an affair.
The
No,
act
I
is
believe
cheating.
cheating is a rich man's sport, not a poor
Exactly.
man's sport. Cheating is a rich man's sport because you have to be
It's a rich man's sport because his wife will end up staying because he's rich. Is that what you? Is that what
Exactly.
Okay,
That
but the act in itself is cheating. He's still
Exactly,
cheating.
still cheating.
Whether he's rich or poor, he's still cheating.
I feel like if you're rich enough, you shouldn't get caught.
What?
Like,
I don't know where this is going.
I'm like, you're just sloppy.
I was trying to follow you.
You're just
I'm not even gonna try.
No, okay, I was just playing around, but all right, let's be serious about it. All right, okay. So you said cheating, and then let's get back to the question. The question was whether a man can let it go.
Yeah, men don't let go as much as women
Actually,
can.
in a relationship, it's not in jeopardy unless the woman is angry. That's the only time a relationship is in jeopardy is when the woman is angry, because a man will keep going and keep it quiet because society has deemed it fit that our feelings don't count.
Wait. Who's angry? Say the relationship.
The relationship is only in jeopardy when the woman is angry.
The woman in the relationship
Is
angry about what?
Anything.
So
When
you're
she's
saying
not happy. No, when she's not happy.
So you're saying he could keep cheating, and she'll know if she's.
No. Remember, the question was whether men could withstand what we put women through, right? And I say that yes, we can. And I feel like a guy would keep it pushing. And if I found out my significant other was cheating, I wouldn't tell nobody. That's the number one thing. I wouldn't tell nobody because of the fact that it'll have a bad look on me, and our pride wouldn't allow us to let everyone else know.
I mean, nobody has to know, but
So
you
you
can
will hold
leave.
it in.
I would hold it in, and yes, I'll hold. But to me, I don't think cheating is a deal breaker for me anymore. I'm at that stage, like, cheating is not a deal breaker for me. It would have to be, a deal breaker for me right now would be different mindsets.
So how would you handle the cheating?
How would I handle the cheating? Obviously, it's going to lead to a dialogue that has to be had. We have to get to the point of why the affair. If it's because, that guy made you feel better, blah, 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 okay, I'm done.
Okay, so if it was just a one thing and the one thing becomes a two thing, a three thing, different guys, not the same guy.
Different guy. If it's the same person, that means you built.
That's why I said different guys.
Yeah.
So if it's different guys, you're still cool because it's not a deal breaker.
Then it becomes like, what's really going on with you? That
I mean, she just want to cheat.
no, if you're just You know, because, you know, women, it's different.
So you don't stay with your girls, you cheating multiple times,
Because
basically.
I'm trying to understand, he
No,
said
I'm
cheating
saying-
is not a
No,
deal
I'm
breaker.
like, cheating is not necessarily a deal breaker for me in the regard that I'm just gonna once I find out she cheated, oh, this is over. Yeah.
So it is a deal breaker.
No, I'm saying it wouldn't. Oh, it's over.
Oh, it's not going to be
Would
over.
that change
No,
anything
no,
within
But it
your
would.
relationship?
Yes, it
Will
would
it
change.
change anything in your
Yes,
relationship?
obviously it would change because now you can't trust her. That doesn't mean that she's not loyal.
So why you
but
going with a
you
relationship
can't trust
if,
her.
if it's going to affect you that way, where you can't trust her, you blah, 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 blah. Why
Trust
you
can
still,
be trust.
it can be
trust
reviewed?
can trust can be regained.
So how many times do you want to keep rebuilding trust? If she cheat once,
that
cheat
becomes a
twice.
Then
personal.
it's
That
gonna start
becomes
fucking with your
yeah.
mental.
That becomes a
Yeah.
personal choice.
Right?
Or maybe you just going to take that
A lot
opportunity to go
of
cheat with
because
some cheat
no,
too.
because the reason why I say this is because a lot of marriages have endured through cheating and all that stuff. They've been able to bridge the gap and keep moving.
Have they though?
I mean, look, we have a common case. Becky with the good hair, was that not a whole a scandal in the elevator? Was that not a whole cheating scandal?
Affair, right?
Affair, thank you. Affair. Exactly.
No, so I mean, well,
And they're going stronger. They said that it brought them closer, and their marriage is going
so
stronger.
you aspire for that type of.
Exactly. That's why I say cheating is not necessarily a deal breaker. I'm not saying that I won't leave, but I'm saying that in that moment, it's not like oh, that's it. Nah. Especially if you have
So you
history
would have hold it
together.
over her head?
Of course, you're gonna hold it over her head. That's just human. That's just human emotion. When someone wrongs you, you're gonna hold that person.
So what's the
So that's what the
question
topic was saying.
So
Man-
now he
men
said
always-
forever. They said forever.
Men always
then
wanna
we
hold
can't
on.
get over it.
So after a while, man,
You'll get over it. That's if you can't get over it, then you go your separate ways. If you can't get over it, then yeah, it's in your best interest. You go your separate ways. But if you can get over it, then you guys stay together. But if you know you're not gonna be able to get over it, then yeah, you. Like I said,
It's
me,
one
I
thing,
can get over
so,
it.
So it's one thing to get over it. It's another thing to
move
like you
forward.
said, you have to. Your trust is broken. You have a different vibe or feeling towards this person.
It's gonna be a different vibe. Obviously, when in that moment you're gonna feel some type of way because of, especially if it's not already agreed upon that you're in an open relationship or something like that. Stuff hasn't been discussed, and you go on about your business. All right, that's different.
True. Oh, that's a funny question. How would you rebuild the trust?
I don't know. That's the thing. You don't know. Like I said, John said, y'all get closer to God, and I'm like, yeah, you're gonna have to find something that's gonna bring you guys together. That's when people start having children and stuff. I'm like, nah, that's.
Well, you should probably start thinking about that because you're the one who said cheating is not a deal breaker. So at some point, you like start thinking about
Like I said cheating is not necessarily a deal breaker. But like I said, there are other things that would be a bigger deal breaker for me than cheating.
damn. Like what? She lied to you?
Not like, oh, I don't want kids.
Okay.
Don't you think that would be, and you know that you're eventually gonna want it, so that would be a bigger deal breaker than cheating per se.
Man,
Then again, like I
you're
said,
different, man.
like I said, it's conversations that have to be had. It like.
Oh no,
you
that's
can't
facts. I
just-
feel like
you-
conversations definitely, help you.
mature and
Figure out
grow
your path.
in a relationship because when you talk to older people and stuff, like you'd be surprised what they've had to endure and stuff like that.
But here's
That
the thing,
was
though,
bad.
and I was about to say that.
It's not-
Times have changed.
And that's
Women
why
aren't taking the
It goes both ways.
as much amount of BS they took 3 decades ago because now women are breadwinners. Back then, women would rely on men, to provide. Now it's like
So you're saying they only dealt with it because the man was the provider?
yeah, and
Most likely.
that, and also it looked good to stick around
with your man.
with your man. Right now, it's like one little thing that you go because I can do bad without you.
correct me if I'm wrong, but the last time I was on this show, we had a topic about women putting babies on on people.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I've been made.
Yeah. So yeah, let's not go there, cause y'all done y'all own shit too. So neither gender.
Let's talk about it. The next show, put me and him on again, and let's have questions like that.
Next,
I wanna beat your ass
your
again
gender,
right here.
your gender is not without blame either.
Who you blame?
Like I said, the only difference is we don't talk about it. We don't talk about it. Your gender has done some shit too.
Everybody guessing.
Yeah, but why is only ours like out there?
Why you
do we
feeling
put
like that?
ours out there? I don't have no problem. I'm like, you.
I don't have no problem either.
I'm like, you put mine out there. I'm like, hey.
All right, check this out. Good conversations. I like.
No, we need to read that question again. It's a yes or no. Oh, for me, will I stay? I don't think I'll be able to handle it because it said that he will continue to.
You continue to hold it over your head, right.
Because of how it tormented him.
So
eventually, I believe I would leave. Like it would just force us to just leave.
To just go apart if he doesn't let go.
I couldn't take him. Right.
So, but are you the type of person who lets go though? If that was him, if he messes around, if he messes up on you, would you hold it against him? For
When I was in
or how
college-
long would it take you to let go?
Let me just say this thing. When I was in college, you know everybody cheats in college, but I thought I found the love of my life.
I didn't cheat in college.
Nigga, please. He cheating on you right now. I'm just playing. but
You have to be in a
so when I was in
relationship
college,
first.
when I was in college, I was talking to this dude. He cheated on me. I was like, my mentor was like, Robbie, you competing against a whole lot of women. Like you go to a big school, da da da. You probably got a girlfriend back home. Play your part, not yourself. That was the thing. I'm like, all right, cool. Cheated again. I'm like, I can't take it anymore because now it's fucking with my mentality. And it's messing with my mental. Now it's affecting my everyday life. So it's like, I don't want to have to worry about if you really at the grocery store.
Right.
Like every day.
Right.
So I'm like, you know what? I'm just have to let go because it hurts so much. And I feel like as a woman or as whoever, I don't feel like I should continue to put myself through this. Because I deserve better, right? So I don't think I would last.
Okay.
I would just like,
Be done.
yeah.
And I feel like if like what I was telling you, Kodi, if it's something that's going to, you gotta rebuild trust. It's gonna be all you're not gonna look at the person the same way anymore. All that stuff. I feel like at that point, I get it in that moment, yeah, but down the line, if you're still gonna hold on and you're still rebuilding trust and you can't look at this person's face anymore, and it's a point. You might as well just,
you go your separate way.
Yeah.
So pretty much we have the same thing. If down the line, really, I would reevaluate after like let's say 3 to 6 months. Am I coming down off of it? Is this person showing me better and stuff like that? You just keep, it's something that you gotta keep.
You gonna hold it over her head, man.
That's the human thing in here. Especially when you guys start going.
I don't think it would take me 6 months. Like
I said, you
between 1 and
reevaluate.
2 months, you should know where you stand,
Periodically,
what you're trying to do, and you have to
reevaluate.
stick with that.
As human beings, like seriously, if I was to cheat on my wife, I expect her
to be done.
So,
like in my mind, I'm like, okay, let me just start packing my bags because this is over.
Let me start checking out these new girls.
Yeah.
Let me do me because I know she about to leave me and
Yeah.
leave me her.
Like I
Because
said, it's not a deal breaker for me, but also at the same time, it's like you got to do. I mean, you're eventually going to do what's in your best interest. But like I said, you'll hold it over that person for a little bit. Yes, yes, because you're hurt, you're angry, you're upset. Yes, you're going to lash out. Yes, that's to be expected. You're human, no problem. Now, can you move on after this? And then it becomes like, okay, I was already looking for a way out of this relationship, and then you go ahead and do that. Well, you know what? Deuces, you know. But if we're good and like that person has other redeeming qualities that are better, that sheds better light than just that one incident, because you don't want to judge that person by just their one moment of weakness or however many times it was. You don't want to judge that person based off of that. You have to ask, like, what do I gain from this person, and like, how does this person make me feel still, and stuff like that. So if
but
that
if a
person
woman was to cheat on a man, not a man cheating on a woman.
So you think there's a lot of guys that's why I brought up that conversation. People that don't know that they're raising another person's child. Or you think that some of them don't know? Some of them know. They just keep it quiet because of the fact that their pride. Their
And
pride
that's definitely another conversation that needs to be had.
That's
I'm
another
not with the idea of you can't. You feel bad to come out and tell somebody that your wife cheated on you. Like you're saying that
18
as a
years
man,
later.
it would look bad for your image.
Like
Fuck that
I
image,
said,
bro.
some people are different. Some people.
Wait,
no,
so let
like,
me ask you this. How would it make you feel if you were to be cheated on? How does that make you feel?
Right.
yeah, at that point in time, you'll feel hurt. You'll feel hurt, mad, angry, upset, all those emotions.
Why do you feel like you can't tell somebody on the outside that you have been cheated on by a
Because
woman?
once you bring people into it, it's not. Once you bring the public into your relationship, it never bodes well.
Because you said something earlier. Because it makes you look bad, it makes you look weak, it makes you look like oh
Yeah, your pride will be hurt as a man. Your pride will be hurt. That's number one. Number two is like if my guy comes in and tells me that this girl, I'm like, oh, I'll call her, that word, and then I'll be like, you need to leave that person. Like, where are you? I'm coming right now. We're about to throw her stuff out and all that stuff. Blah 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 blah. That's where I'm coming from, right? Because all I know is that she hurt my friend. So that's why I'm like, if you don't bring people.
Kodi talking about it's on sight.
It's on site. Exactly, it's on site. I got you. I'm riding. Let's go.
No, man, no.
But like I said, when it comes to me, I'm like, I would have to deal with it first. But once I bring people into it and then they start influencing my decisions, then it's not gonna go well.
Well, good conversations. Thank y'all for coming out. I want to bring both of y'all. I want to bring both of you back with a full panel. I want to see how that's gonna play out. But no, for sure. Thank you for coming out with conversations.
Thank you.
Always.
For sure. And thank y'all for tuning in. Appreciate it. The video stays up, so y'all can go back and watch it. You can copy the link, share it to your friends, go back and watch it and whatnot. But no, man, for sure, good conversations. Y'all want to jump in last words? Feel free.
You have no comments, questions from the audience that they wanted us to.
It's not a lot of comments today, but yeah, pretty much. But no, definitely we want y'all to come back. We'll do it again. Definitely put y'all together. Get a full panel
Yeah,
out here.
right?
Yeah, we had fun. I enjoyed this.
Oh man, but no, thank you all for tuning in. We'll see y'all again next week.
Yes, sir.
Same time. You know what I want us to do? So I was just saying randomly, probably have a last show for the year or something. Take Christmas break, you know what I'm saying? Come back and regroup or whatnot. So maybe we'll bring one of the most vocal people for the last show. Bring them up here. But no, we'll do something different. Maybe we'll do a giveaway. Who knows? You can win something. But thank you for tuning in for sure. We'll do this again next week. Davido's spirit. Nah, thank you for tuning in, man. Thank you for coming out for sure.
All right,
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
See y'all next week.
Thank y'all for having us.
Boom, boom, boom.